China is believed to be one of the oldest verifiable civilizations in the world. With over 4,000 years of recorded history, the Chinese have developed as a traditional people with conservative and family-oriented values. There are over a billion Chinese people of either ethnic or Han Chinese descent. The population has led to restrictions in childbirth, limiting each family to only one child. When you look at China's breakdown of Hofstede's cultural dimensions, you see that China is characterized by low individuality, high long-term orientation, and high power distance. It is believed that the root of the low individuality is because of the Chinese people's view that they are always part of a group and that they live their lives for the betterment of their family. As well, their long-term orientation leads them to take their time when making business decisions. The high power distance is indicative of a high disparity between the working class and the wealthy. The Chinese tend to dress conservatively, rarely wearing flashy colors and fabrics. They prefer subtle earth tones and always dress formally for business occasions. Jeans are acceptable for casual dress, but never in the business environment. Chinese women rarely ever wear revealing clothing, and male Chinese businessmen find that it is offensive for a woman to wear revealing clothing in the business environment. Chinese businesswomen often wear very conservative dress that covers most of the body. Chinese behavior is very formal yet friendly. Businessmen prefer to develop a friendship first before developing a partnership. They need to know people on a personal level before they are willing to work together. A few etiquette tips that you should know are: avoid talking with your hands. The Chinese talk with their mouth, and your gestures may be distracting. If you must point, do so with an open palm. Avoid personal contact whenever possible. It's fine to bump into people on the street, but it's highly inappropriate to touch a woman in public. And lastly, when giving gifts, either give them in private or to a group to avoid embarrassment to your host. Quality pens are highly prized and considered good gifts. However, never give gifts to a government official because it's considered highly illegal.
Food in China is much different than it is in the United States, but as a cultural courtesy, you should at least try every course you are served. Meals are more family and group oriented, with several courses being served, so don't fill up too quick, the food keeps on coming. And don't clear your plate when you're full. The Chinese may think you haven't had enough food and will bring you more. Gift giving is a very delicate issue in China, but banquets are the most acceptable gifts. Keep in mind that talking about business at the dinner table is inappropriate. Dinner is more of a social event.
Through our business visits to A.O. Smith and Khoisan, we were quickly able to observe the strong work ethic of the Chinese people. As we watched the intricate Khoisan vases being made, it was difficult to imagine such work. However, seeing the finished product helped us to better understand the satisfaction they must feel from their work. At APCO Worldwide and KPMG, it was very interesting to hear the perspectives of an American and an Australian regarding the Chinese business environment. In both of these meetings, there was a common theme: the importance of relationships. In China in particular, the government presence in business is definitely felt. Cultivating relationships with these officials is very helpful when trying to accomplish anything in business. In addition, social relationships with clients are very important as well. Developing relationships with the locals was definitely one of the best parts of the trip. It was really great to get to work with some of the students we had been communicating with prior to visiting China. These students had a lot of valuable input in our case discussions, and creating relationships with them outside the class was a highlight of the trip. Getting to know these people was such an awesome opportunity. Dr. Chen explained our cultural, social responsibilities at these banquets. The social atmosphere is a large part of the business culture, as is toasting. In China, toasting is seen as a very ceremonial activity. The vertical distance between glasses represents the power distance between those toasting, and when a toast is given, ganbei is often said, which literally translates into empty glass. I was glad to participate in the ceremony and offer my own toast of baiju to the Dean of the College of Business. Throughout the trip, through social activities and playing games with the locals, we got to know several different people. These people spoke very broken English, but through smiles and games, we developed many lifelong friendships.
The next thing you need to know about doing business in China is information about negotiating. The cultural elements and history of China have given rise to the typical negotiation approaches seen here. I will go into some detail and provide an example of some in the next few slides. Some typical methods of negotiation include controlling the meeting place and schedule, threatening to do business elsewhere, using friendship, showing anger, and attrition. This next video clip shows an example of a foreigner negotiating with a vendor at the silk market in Nanjing. In this clip, the vendor uses friendship and attrition as negotiating tactics.
Price do you want for it?
This for the other people, this is 2,800.
No.
Of course, low for you. Low for you. For you, half and a discount. I do this. Yeah.
No way. No.
Now how much you think?
I'll do 300 at the most, flat.
Because this high quality, you know.
It's still a knockoff. The 300 max. 300 max.
Okay,
No budget.
400. You buy this one.
No.
This is cheaper quality. Yeah, because you buy high quality, it's go taste it. Look, you check this. Yeah.
Tell me your lowest price,
How
and I'll
much?
consider
Little
it.
bit no more. Little bit no more.
No more. 300. 300
Okay,
max.
I do this price only for you. Just low. This. But how much? Little bit more.
I'll see how much other people cost, and I'll
What's
come back if
maximum?
it's cheap.
What's maximum?
300. 300
Not
max.
300. Okay, little bit more. Little bit more. Just a
do you
little bit
think?
more. Yeah. Hi lady, you check this because this high quality, original. Other people 2,890, but for you I do this price
I
only.
paid.
But the price is impossible.
No. All right. No, too much.
Okay,
Too
just
much. Sorry.
1 minute. Don't worry, okay? Just 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. Just I give this price only for you. Please.
You do 400 and we have a deal. 400 and we have a deal.
Okay, alright.
Beyond negotiating tactics, businesses should also consider intellectual property concerns. As evidence in these pictures, China has become known for piracy of products and for copying brand names and likenesses.
Welcome to Hong Kong. The Special Administration region of China is located in southeastern Asia, bordering both South China Sea and China itself. The territory has become closely linked to mainland China over the past few years and actually reverted to Chinese administration on July 1st, 1997. Hong Kong has its own currency called the Hong Kong dollar, which is linked closely to the US dollar and also the RMB. It currently trades around 7.8 Hong Kong dollars to 1 US dollar. Hong Kong is a free market economy which is highly dependent on international trade. The small region has limited natural resources, so food and raw materials must be imported. Therefore, the service industry has grown rapidly over the past decade, while manufacturing has moved to the mainland. English is one of Hong Kong's 2 official languages, along with Chinese. English is a mandatory subject in government-run schools, so everyone has studied it. Cantonese is a Chinese language spoken to about 90% of the people in Hong Kong. However, Mandarin is what's spoken in the mainland. Welcome to Lentil Island. This island is twice as big as Hong Kong and located just to the west of the Hong Kong island. Visitors can reach the heart of the island within 30 minutes and visit anything from the secluded beaches to the wild countryside, the monasteries, and the fishing villages. The island provides a great getaway from the city life and provides many outdoor activities such as hiking, mountain biking, camping, fishing, and so much more.